I'm having a day or two in Blackpool again. I like going here because this is one of the few places in the world that I can go and be glad to get back to Birmingham. Usually you go somewhere nicer and I just think, "Well, why can't I live here?" Or like if I went somewhere else in like England, I would like be like thinking, I like this place. It's so much better than Birmingham. But in Blackpool, it's so crap that I would be walking around the streets thinking, I'm glad I live in Birmingham because it's better than this. So that's why it's a good place to come in. But yeah, I was just thinking about overpopulation and like what would happen if overpopulate. How if I did absolutely nothing and if no one comes to me, or if they do come to me and I just tell them to get lost, then I won't have done nothing to do with anything, um, any fake sacrifice. I was thinking, what would happen? Well, I don't know if they'd let me do that, but I think if nothing happened, I think, well, in the next 20 years, the population is going to be doubled. You know, there's too many people on this world, in this world, who are acting like animals, and souls that act like animals like to have 6 or 7 kids, even if they can't afford to look after them. They are people who are probably living in poorer conditions, hence likely to lose a partner due to ill health or overworking or something. And as soon as they lose a partner, they'll be more tempted to like move to a new partner and forget about their old kids from the old partner. And I saw an advert where that's how that happened, and that's how this kid got is working on the trams because his mum, his dad died, and his mum remarried, and the father didn't want him around, and so him and his brother or something got, I think, adopted, or he got put on the rails and the sister got adopted because she was younger. But yeah, I hear about like that and I just think, well, if nothing happens, I reckon in the next 20 years there's going to be what, double of eight. There's seven or almost 8,000 now, 8 million, 8 billion now. That's 16 billion. There's going to be 16 billion. How is the world going to cope with 16 billion people on it in 20 years' time? I don't know. Um, and then I just feel like what will happen is like Russia will start filling up because there's a lot of land in Russia. But there's going to be civil wars going on in Russia because what happens is when a land is owned by someone, it's fine until the population starts getting like that's what happened with the Roman Empire. It got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually they started warring against each other and fighting against each other. So I reckon if nothing happens, that would end up happening to Russia. And then I think people will start, there'll be some point where people will start realizing there's way too many people on this planet and we're dying. Right now there's probably not a hugely over amount. So a lot of people aren't realizing it. You know, there's a lot of fairly smart people who are just thinking, yeah, everything's fine. But a, like a frog in boiling hot water or in water that's warming up, it won't notice it. It won't notice the change. Okay, there's the water's getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the frog doesn't notice, and eventually it will die because it's gone too hot. And I think right now there's loads of people on Earth that don't realise that overpopulation is a problem. You know, saving lives, helping the poor. You know, there's so many semi smart people who think, yay, let's do this because you know we're helping people and it's always good to help people, and you know they're going to keep being in this mentality of save lives, save lives. More and more animals are going to get killed. Don't care about animal life. Don't care about chickens being bred improperly because of, you know, if people are living in poverty, they're going to bring up their animals in extreme poverty because they don't care. They'll think, well, my life is shit. So what if the food that I eat, if that life is shit? So, and these souls are going to be the next generation of humans. So when the human population doubles, all these animal souls are going to be bred into. I'm thinking about this also because I'm having a population problem in my fish tank. I've got about 5 adults now, and they're all they're all getting pregnant, and now my small fish tank is full of fry. No, there's not enough. If I had loads of adults in it, the adults would eat the babies, and it would keep the numbers down. But yeah, the whole tank is just full of fry now, and there's probably about 60 fry in there, and it's just there's only 4 adults, they're not eating the fry because they're confusing the tiny fry with the sort of semi-large fry, and they're sort of thinking, well, I can tolerate it all. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to next week. I'm going to have to take probably. I'll probably take all the adults. Not all the adults. I'll keep probably 3 or 4 adults left, but I'm not going to be mixing. I'm not going to be putting the male adults in with the female ones at all, because I can't raise anymore. But I'm going to have to take a lot to the shop, which is annoying. I don't like the idea of taking fish back to the shop, but it's going to have to happen because I cannot raise 60 guppies. They're okay when they're fry because they're tiny, but yeah, when they get bigger, they're not going to be. And same with humans, they're fine when they're cute and small, but when they get bigger, they just start having more and more babies. Now, if all their babies are having more and more babies, then it's going to be like a frog. The earth is going to turn into like a frog that's in boiling or in hot water, and the water is increasing, and then the frog thinks it's fine, and it's not. It's going to boil alive, and it doesn't realize it. And I think the human population is going to do that. It's going to get bigger and bigger, and saving lives is going to be everyone's goal, until suddenly people realize that, wait, we've run out of oil, we've run out of coal. We're not going to, like, what's going to happen when you can't? I know you'll turn to solar power, but if right now the deserts, places that people shouldn't be living on, are being lived in, and people are doing it because they have to. They're having kids, and they're breeding a population in areas that shouldn't be breeded, in really cold places or really really hot places, and they're doing it just because they don't want to live in the expensive cities. Um, but yeah, people are going to want to turn to solar power, but solar power is expensive. Building up the panels to absorb the energy to make the batteries. Um, I think countries are going to start warring over when oil runs out. There is going to be a problem, and people are going to seek Russia for that. But if Russia is also getting bigger and bigger in population, and a lot of people are moving there because they're expanding and moving and immigrating, and because they're trying to fill up the land. They're not going to want to give their oil away if people in their own country want it. And um, and yeah, I don't think England right now could survive without electricity from oil from other countries, and that's going to cause huge amounts of coal. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it because um, I, I'm giving up hope that anything's going to happen. Um, it's been 11 years that people have been ignoring me for, and I don't know when it's going to stop. I'm hoping it's going to stop this month, but if it doesn't, then um, I've got a feeling that when you do come to me, I'm just going to be so pissed off that I'm just going to say, right, I'm not going to do anything for another year. I need a year to. I don't trust you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to do anything with you. Um, and and yeah, I'm expecting something big, but I've been expecting something big for 11 years. That's a long time. That's a long time to be stuck and not be able to do anything. So I don't know, but I don't want to do anything any longer because I hate this world, and I hate the people in it, and I kind of want to attack. I want to attack the people who have been ignoring me for 11 years. Um, but I might not even have the chance. I mean, if you don't come to me, this won't ever get exposed. Maybe that's the point. Maybe you don't want it to be exposed. I definitely feel far more like the devil than God right now, because I want everyone to die. And I don't care about this world any longer. I don't care about the people in it. I don't care if overpopulation kills the planet, and I don't care. I don't care at all because I don't feel anyone cares about me, and I do definitely feel more like the devil. And it's interesting how no one would ever think, well, why is the devil the way the devil is? You know, you don't. No one even knows what the devil is. Just someone who's against God, and they don't know anything, and then they don't realize, well, if you are that devil, and they've got the whole world turning against you for for what? Turning against God, a God that doesn't actually, man has created some sort of fictional God, and that is what they worship. And now if the devil is actually the real God, who doesn't have the power that all people say God stuff do, if the devil is the real person that's created everything, and the whole world is being controlled by a fictional God that they've made up, and are just worshipping and giving praise to, and just lying for, and saying, oh yeah, I speak to him, yeah, I speak to him too, and so that they can get more attention from others. And if God, the devil is actually just the real God, being like, why the fuck are you lying about me? Why the fuck are you saying all this? Why the fuck are you keeping me in some trap? The devil's supposed to live in some hell place, and I can't help but think that fire pit looks more like the sun. And that's where I think I live when I'm not in a human body, in the sun, and that's how I can time travel. And yet that's where the devil lives, and so it's just like, yeah, I think I'm more the devil than anything. And I want people to see me as the devil, because I want them to hate me. Why? Because I will care less about them. And I don't want to like them. I don't care at all about them. But if they think that I'm the devil, when the truth when they see the truth that I've inspired so many films and songs, and that I don't have all the power in the world, but I have huge amounts of power. When they see that, they're just going to be scared, because they're going to continue turning to their fictional God, and they're going to continue believing that their fictional God is helping. And then they at some point they're going to realize actually their fictional God is just fictional, and it isn't actually doing the things that people are lying about. But that can only happen if people see me, and it's been 11 years. People have known. People have not exposed me. I'm getting angrier and angrier. If you wanted me to be nice, you would have helped me 11 years ago. So you don't want me to be a nice person, because you wouldn't have put me through hell to be, if you wanted that. So, but I don't know if you want. I don't know what you're doing. But I've given up.